Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Mika and this is Mikachino. This is my first ever video that I've done, not just for booktube but for YouTube in general. So this is terrifying, exciting, and nerve-wracking. Today I'm going to be hauling some books that I got while thrifting, books from Mercari and Goodwill. So a few weeks ago I was thinking about one of the book series that I read back in like early high school, late middle school, and it was the R.L. Stine's Fear Street series. Man, I really enjoyed those books and I was able to consume them so quickly. I was like, I want to get my hands on them. And I didn't really want to buy them like brand new. I was like, let's see if I can find some of them used. And so I went on to Mercari and I just searched for some and I found some. I found like a lot of, I think it was like 12 of them for about $30. So I'm gonna go through those real quick, show them, give a very brief description on them because I think the synopsis for all of them on the back is super vague anyway. So that's what I'm gonna start off with. All right, so I think I'm gonna start off with the books that I have already read. I did use one of these books in the Reading Rush Challenge. They're super easy to get your reading goal boosted, like your Goodreads goal. They're like not even, a lot of them aren't even 150 pages and the font's pretty big, so they're super easy to fly through. So these are all of the books that I was able to get from Mercari for Fear Street, and I will show all of them. We'll just go ahead and start off one that I have read, which was The Confession. And I just want to show, I just love old books. And you can just see from like the yellowing pages how old it is, and it just has that old book smell, like kind of like library book smell, which I love. I think this is from the 90s. Yeah, this was printed back in 1996. So this one follows a girl named Julie, and there's this guy in their friend group who's kind of just started blackmailing all, and he's been really mean. They're all kind of just tired of it, and one day he just turns up dead, and her friend Sandy confesses to the murder after the funeral, and he tells him, you know, he can't tell anyone. I'm like entrusting this with you guys. And friends are like, why would you do this? Like, why would you tell us this? Now we have to live with this. And it's kind of just about that and trying to keep this secret. And of course things come up, and there's a good twist in it. So yeah, I think I gave this one like 3 stars. You can tell it's like super short, so it wasn't very in-depth or like very descriptive, but it was a good, just quick little easy read if you're not wanting something that's like requiring too much of your attention. And the next book I got was Heart of the Hunter. I actually just finished this one last night, reading a little bit of this before bed every night. This is about a boy. This takes place, I want to say in like the 1700s, late 1700s, and this boy, Jamie, and his family are traveling on a caravan, and everyone believes that his family is cursed, and so they kind of just cut him off and his family. The mom and dad die, and he gets taken in by a Native American tribe, the Shawnee, and he sees this girl, her name's Whispering Wind, and he falls in love with her, and she wants nothing to do with him really. He's not really good enough for her to become her husband, and so he makes a deal with the medicine woman, Withering Woman I believe is her name, and she says that he will win the heart of this girl if he drinks this blood and becomes a wolf at the, every full moon. But the thing is his true love cannot see him as a wolf, or else he will just be a wolf all the time, not just during the full moon. So it's kind of about that and like the situations he gets into. Yeah. And so now we're going to be getting into the books of Fear Street that I haven't read. And the first one is The First Scream. This is one of the earlier ones. This is actually number 1 in the Fear part series saga. Because I know Fear Street has a bunch of different ones, like Fear Street, like Return to Fear Street Sagas. There's like a cheerleader one. But this one, I don't know too much about this one because I haven't read it. The descriptions on the back, the synopsis isn't really detailed, but it looks like someone's wanting to open an amusement park on Fear Street. and the family that is cursed, and so I'm trying to stop them. And I guess just horror ensues, and people probably die, all that fun stuff that happens in these Fear Street books. So this next one I have is Silent Night 2. I don't have the first one. This is the only one that came. This is actually a little bit chunkier than the other ones. This one actually doesn't quite beat 200 pages, but it's close. It was like 196. I don't have the first one. This is the one that came in with the box. I don't know if it's gonna follow the same people. Actually, it looks like it does follow the same people, I'm guessing. It follows a rich girl who thinks she can have anything and that she doesn't have to pay for her actions. And I guess there's a killer Santa. That's what my guess is gonna be. There's a killer Santa. Yeah, Santa's bringing Reva a little holiday fear and murder. Yeah. Don't know too much about this one, especially since I don't have the first one, so I don't even know what happened. So next up, I have Bad Dreams. This one looks like it follows this girl named Maggie, and she has these horrifying nightmares every night. It's the exact same one, and there's a girl calling out to her for help in them. And she's scared to go to sleep every night because it's just happening every night. But suddenly they start becoming more like real life, I guess. It says staying awake is the real nightmare. So I'm guessing it's dreams come to reality. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this one comes out. All right, so this next book I think I actually had read back in high school or middle school. So it'll be interesting to reread this and see if I remember anything and see if my opinions change on it. But this takes place during the summer, I guess, because did I say the name? It was Party Summer. And this follows Carrie Taylor and her 3 friends, and they go to a beach. The hotel they stay at is completely deserted, and people tell them they need to leave, that that place is haunted. But they stay anyway, and so I guess this is about their experience with the haunted house, and someone is murdered. Oh, the owner of the hotel is murdered. And so maybe they're trying to figure out what's going on. It looks like they can't escape and they're trapped. And that's where the party begins. Next up, I have Double Date. And this one looks like it's about this guy named Bobby, who's like a super popular guy in school. And no one in their right mind, you know, would say no to a date with him. And so these twins, the Wade twins, move in. Yeah, Bobby brags that he's gonna be able to get them, that they'll both fall for him. But the twins, they've never learned how to share. And so I'm guessing one of them's just gonna get jealous and maybe try and ruin their dates, try and spook them, and probably murder's involved because usually someone dies in these Fear Street books. This is too cool to live for long. Next book I have looks to be like another part of one of the Fear Street sagas, and that's the Cataluna Chronicles. And this one is Deadly Fire. And as I was reading about this is about a doom car, and it's already killed someone. I'm guessing, I don't see like a number on this, like as if it's like a sequel or something, but it has killed someone. And the character here, Buddy, can't just stay away from the car. Like, he wants to drive it, and he sees that he can use this in a way to win back his girlfriend from Will, who, I don't know who Will is. Who is Will? And, but it seems like it's just one dangerous race that he has to win her back. It says, just one explosive race to the death. So, interesting. I'm hoping that I don't need to read whatever book is before this one to understand it. The final book I have in this Fear Street haul that I got from Mercari is Halloween Party. I'm super excited to read this one, probably in October. When I was trying to find which book that I wanted to read next, I did pick this one up, just because it was at the top of the pile, but I was like, I should wait till October to read this one. But it seems like this is about a Halloween party that someone is invited to. Who? Yeah, Terry and his girlfriend Nikki were invited to, and they got an invitation in a coffin that said reserved for you. And they're wondering, why are we invited to this party? And so they go, and the party's well underway, and the lights go out. And, you know, it's like, oh, Halloween party, you know, maybe this is a part of it. but when the lights come back up, someone is dead. So I'm guessing this follows them trying to figure out who did it and probably trying to stay away from the murder themselves. And yeah, someone at the party is dressed to kill. All right, so that's all I have for the Fear Street books. And so what I'm next gonna move on to is my Goodwill haul. All right, so the first book I picked up is a really popular book, and that is Girl Interrupted. There's a movie adaptation for this. I have never seen it. I don't know anything about this, but it looks like it follows a girl who was put in a psychiatric ward, and just her experience with that. She's trying to answer some questions about this hospital, the assumptions about people with mental illnesses. I don't know if I described that right. I'm probably like far off. I do like to go into my books mostly blind. So next book I got Lost Voices, and honestly I pretty much picked this one out because of the cover. It's got mermaids on it. Like, what more do you need to know? It has mermaids. This book seems like it's about this girl who is in a fishing village, and she falls into the sea, I guess, something like that, and she transforms into a mermaid. A mermaid colony, I'm gonna call it. I don't know, the clan, the tribe, it says tribe in here. The tribe of mermaids do welcome her in, treat her like she's one of their own, but the thing is, oh, this is a series? Apparently this is a series. Anyway, take her in as one of their own, and what they do is they take over like ships. Yeah, they drown seafarers, and they use their voices to lure them into the rocks. So, and I'm guessing our main character is not a fan of that, so maybe she's gonna try and change their ways. We'll see. But yeah, this is, I didn't say, but this is by Sarah Porter, and then Girl Interrupted was by Susanna Kaysen. I'm new here, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so the next book I got is The Witch's Grave by Philip DePoy. And this is another one that I picked up just based off of the cover and the title. I love learning about witches and witchcraft and all of that. So I pretty much picked this up without even reading what it was about. So this book follows our character Fever Devlin. Is his name Fever? Yes, it is. His name is Fever. And in this town, there's this girl mostly known as being a witch. She turns up missing and then is found dead near Fever Devlin's home. And I'm guessing that they're probably going to be blamed for the murder. Probably he's going to want to be clearing his name. So that's what I'm guessing this book is about. We'll see. I'm excited to read this. So the next book I have is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth, who is the author of Divergent. When I picked this up, I recognized the name, but I couldn't remember from where. And then when I was in line to check out, I saw in here that the best-selling author of Divergent. I was like, oh, that's what I know them from. So yeah, this is another one I just picked up because the cover is just so pretty. So this follows two people, Syra, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, Syra, Kyra, and Akos. And so Syra looks like she's like an assassin. She's good with blades. And then Akos looks like to be like a farmer and is captured by soldiers and is thrust into Syra's world. And they come together in some way, and they'll have to help each other to survive or destroy one another is what it says on here. But yeah, it says the portrayal of power, of friendship, and love in a galaxy filled with unexpected gifts. So I'm guessing there's gonna be some magic in here, maybe. But this is a chunky book. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how like similar this may be to Divergent. Not the plot, because we can see that the plot is different, but maybe just writing. I haven't read Divergent since like high school. So all right, I'm going to do, so my next haul of books that I got is a very big one. I got a huge lot of Stephen King books. I think I'm going to skip those and save those for the end and do one book that I got that I also found on Mercari, and that is Grimm's Fairytales, and I think this is from 1954. And I saw this and I just had to swoop it up, and I've been wanting to get a copy of Grimm's Fairy Tales, and I was fine with getting a newer edition, but I saw this and I was just like, this is so beautiful. And it's just so old, and like the binding is kind of broken a little bit, but I think it adds to it. This is like the origin of a lot of fairy tales that we know. Like I know Cinderella, Snow White, let's see, what else we got? Frog Prince, Rapunzel was in here, Hansel and Gretel, Little Red Riding Hood. So I'm really excited because I know a lot of the original fairy tales are a lot more gruesome than what we've seen in the movies. So I'm super excited to dive into this. And even when I got this, my mom flipped through it. She was excited. She's not usually excited about the books that I get. She was super excited about this one. All right, so now it is time for the Stephen King lot of books that I got. I have never read a Stephen King book. I've seen very little of Stephen King's movies, or the adaptations of his books and short stories. I've never seen one all the way through. I've seen little bits and pieces. I really remember is The Langoliers. I don't even know if that's what the movie was called, but I just know it was about the Langoliers. Yeah, I didn't want new editions of Stephen King books. I had watched Noelle Gallagher's video on her Stephen King collection, and she was talking about how it just added to it if the book was used and old and like ratty. And I agree, it just really like puts you in the mood to read a Stephen King book. So I've been looking for a while, and then I had seen someone on Mercari have a lot of like 13 Stephen King books for $40. And so I snatched it up. I had to. So we do have two of the same book in here, but they're just different editions. So let's dive into that. So like I did with the Fear Street books, I'm going to go ahead and start with the one that I am currently reading, and that is Pet Sematary. I know Noelle had recommended this as one of the starter books to read if you wanted to get into King books. And I just love how old these are. Again, like the pages are so yellow. And yeah, you can see I'm not that far into it. I'm gonna leave that like that far. 100 pages exactly, actually. But let's see. Like they even have like the order cards in here. Like send them in and you can to get a book for like $3 or something. Yeah, it says right here this was $4.95. So yeah, let's see. I wanted to see when this was made. 1983. Oh, it even has like a little Lisa Franks stamp in there. A nice little touch to add to a Stephen King novel, if I say so myself. Yeah, this so I don't know too much about a lot of Stephen King books, and there isn't a blurb really on these that I know of. Like there's a very tiny little blurb in there. But so from what I do know about this is this family moves to this small town, and on their land is this cemetery that's like a mile. I'm guessing they own a lot of land, but on their land is this cemetery that pretty much all of the pets in the town are buried in. So it's kind of about that, and I'm guessing there's more to it. So yeah, I haven't gotten too far into it, so I don't really know. But I'm guessing like spooky things are happening. I know he's already had a dream, a horror dream, a nightmare so far. That was actually real. Yeah, I'm curious. And they have a pet cat, which I'm guessing is this kitty. This little kitty cat right here. So I'm wondering, is this cat gonna die? I hope not, but I would see that happening. And probably becoming like a killer cat or something. So I don't know too much about it. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm super excited. I've been enjoying it so far. I was really worried about starting Stephen King novels because, as you can see, they're chonkers. They're huge. And I know he can be very descriptive. And I'm not good with very descriptive books. When I read, I'm very big on dialogue in books. So I know like when I've read Game of Thrones, it was so like descriptive that it was hard for me to get through, just the writing. So far, Stephen King's writing and this one so far hasn't been a challenge for me. So I'm hoping that it'll stay that way and it's going to continue to be a nice journey for me But yeah, that was something I was really worried about, but I'm enjoying it so far. The next one I have is the most tattered one that I got in this lot, and that is Different Seasons by Stephen King. And yeah, as you can see, this is pretty torn up a little bit, but it's still in really good condition besides that. But it looks like this one is a collection of short stories. Looks like 4 stories. Well, how short can they be? But oh man, look how tiny that writing is. That is so tiny. Oh man. Let's see, what are the stories that are in here? 4 stories in here. I'm guessing they follow like each of the 4 seasons. So we have Shawshank Redemption, which is one I have heard of. And then we have Apt People, which I've never heard of. The Body, and then The Breathing Method. So the only one I've heard of is Shawshank Redemption. I actually didn't know that was a Stephen King one, but yeah, I don't know anything about those, but it's just a collection. Next, I think I'm going to show you guys the 2 books I have of the same book, and that is The Shining. So I'm guessing this is the movie edition, I'm thinking, and then this is the the original edition. Yeah, I'd probably read this one because the font's a lot bigger. And this one's older, so I would want to keep it in like the best condition that I can. But this one, yeah, this one's like super old. I think this is from like the 70s. This one, I could be wrong. Yeah, 1978 was when this one was printed. So I'm super excited to have this one, and it's in like really good condition. Again, like all of these are in really good condition besides that Different Season one, but I'd still consider that to be really good condition for how old they are. So I don't know too much about The Shining. Again, I don't know too much about any of these. I apologize if you're wanting like an in-depth summary of these or synopsis. But it looks like this is about a haunted hotel. Haunted hotels, haunted houses are always super nice to read about. This is on TV yesterday. I didn't watch it because we read books before we watch the movies around here. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. Haunted Hotel, sign me up, where horrors come to life. And I guess The Shining is a gift. I don't know, what kind of gift is it? Do you shine? Or do you become a vampire? That was bad. Next one I have is another very popular movie adaptation, and that is The Stand. This looks like it's the movie adaptation cover as well. This thing's huge. My mom was telling me that this is actually like one of her favorite movies. She's like, yeah, that's like the 10-hour long one. I'm like, oh, I know that one. But like, okay, how long is this book? This is over 1,000 pages. And look how tiny this font is. Like, do you see this? How many words is this book? I want to know. I'm going to Google it. And maybe I'll post it. But it is cool because every once in a while they do have pictures. I don't know if that's in the regular one, like not the movie edition. Of course I saw a picture and then it disappeared. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Can't really see what's in it, but yeah. I think this is about an infection, right? And yeah, a plague. And one thing I love to read about is plagues or infectious diseases. Not necessarily like zombie infections, but I am super interested in epidemiology and just diseases and infectious diseases in general. So I'm super excited to read this, but this is kind of putting me off a little bit, like this chunker and the size of the font. I don't know. Is there an audiobook of this? I'm curious to see how long it would be, because I know like Game of Thrones ones are like 60 hours long, and that's not even close to this. I mean, the font is about there. It's pretty small, but this is about, it looks like a plague destroys America, and kind of about the aftermath of that. And there's a greater evil that's about to pop up, and they have to stand against it. Another movie adaptation. Like, what is the ratio for Stephen King books for like book to movie adaptations? Like, what's the ratio of how many have been made into movies? But anyway, next up I have is It. I have not seen the movie, I have not read this, but I'm super excited to have this edition. It looks like this is one of the original editions. Let us see. When was this one printed? I think 1986. 1987. So this is a pretty old one as well. It's in really good condition. There's some binding breakage, but not too bad. So I think a lot of people know what this one's about. Besides me, I just know it's about what, a killer clown, Pennywise, is that it? Like I said, I like to go into my books not knowing much. And Stephen King is no exception. But yeah, it's about Derry, a small town in Maine, and there's a killer clown that lives down in the sewer, I'm guessing. And there's a kid with the balloon, right? I don't know. I don't know what this is about, but I'm excited to read it and find out. What I have is the Dark Tower series. I have, is it 4 books in the series? If so, I have them all. If there's more, then I don't, but I do have all 4 of them. So we have the Gunslinger, the Drawing of the Three, the Wastelands, and Wizard and Glass. Okay, so as the theme is with this video is I don't know too much about this series. So it looks like this is like a fantasy book about the gunslinger who is a haunting figure and is in pursuit of the Man in Black. Is this like Men in Black? Who is this Man in Black? All I think about is the Will Smith movie. But I'm just gonna assume that this is not the same thing. I don't think that's what they're actually gonna be pursuing. I guess I'll have to find out. And his liaison with the sexually ravenous Alice, and he has friendships with a kid from Earth called Jake. Okay, so this is a fantasy. Looks like maybe a sci-fi as well. I don't really know. Yeah, sorcery. I don't know too much about this, as per usual. But what I do know is the font is a very good size, so I'm excited about that. But this third to last one is the Talisman. I had never actually heard of this one. This is one of the ones I haven't heard of. And this is by Stephen King as well as Peter Straub. I don't know who Peter Straub is. One I haven't heard of, so I don't know too much about, but it seems like this is about this guy named Jack Sawyer, and he's a 13-year-old boy, and he's on the shores of the gray Atlantic, and his dad is dead, his mother's dying, and so he's trying to save his mother's life through having to travel across America into another realm. Yeah, I guess it's just like a quest that he has to take. I do like how it says, the prize is essential, but the journey means even more. I wonder if that's foretelling, because you know how the saying is, the journey, or, oh, geez, what is the saying? Yeah, the journey is what's important. So I'm wondering, like, if this is actually going to be, like, a really bad ending. But it's like, well, you know, how about that journey, though? You know, wasn't that journey good? I'm wondering if it's going to be something like that. Another short story collection here in this lot, and that is Night Shift, and it looks like this is his first collection of short stories. I think I had recognized some of them, like just the names, because again I don't know anything. I promise that like in future hauls I'll be better at this. Again, this is my first video, I'm learning. So yeah, we have Jerusalem's Lot, which I've heard of, the Boogeyman, the Mangler I've heard of, Children of the Corn. Okay, I didn't realize Children of the Corn was Stephen King. I have seen that movie. So I guess I have seen a Stephen King movie. I've seen the original Children of the Corn. So I guess I retract that statement if I've never seen anything Stephen King. Wow. Okay, so I guess I'm not a complete newbie. Yeah, those are the only ones I know. But it looks like there's like quite a few short stories in here. And I love short stories. They're super easy to get through. So, and the font size is pretty decent as well. This isn't, see, I like short story collections because I can't really tell you what they're about, because then I'd be here forever. I mean, I'm already here forever, but. Okay, so last but not least, I have Skeleton Crew. Of course, I know the little monkey. I didn't know that was from Stephen King. Is this the origin of this little monkey? I think I've heard of Skeleton Crew. Again, I know nothing about it. I don't know what it's about. So I read the back of this, and like, I still don't know anything. But like a children's toy come to life? Satanic seduction? Like, I mean, I'm not surprised about what's going on in Stephen King novels, but a man is given a devilish machine that grants him godlike powers, where nothing is what it seems and nowhere is safe. This doesn't really tell me anything. But, oh wait, is this The Mist? Is this The Mist? That's a movie by Stephen King, right? Was this just called The Mist? Because it does say that there's a mist, and it reminded me of the movie The Mist, which I've never seen. Because again, the only movie I've seen is Children of the Corn, which I didn't even know was Stephen King. But yeah, Skeleton Crew. That is all I have for my thrifting haul. Let me know if you've read Stephen King books. Which one is your favorite? Which ones do you recommend? Which one should I stay away from? And if you've read any of the other books that I've shown, let me know. How did you feel about them? Did you read Fear Street growing up? Or did you read Goosebumps? I never read Goosebumps, but I did read the Fear Street ones. But yeah, that is all I have. Thank you guys so much for sticking through this with me. I have a lot of ideas of videos that I want to do. So I'm excited to do that. I just needed to get this done, and then I can just put all my books on my one tiny shelf that I have. So that's all I have. I don't know how I'm gonna fit all these on here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe and comment down below. Say hello. I'll talk to you guys, and yeah, I think that's all I have for you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!